Hello, this is Dr. Alemi, and I want to give you some guidance on how to solve this assignment. To begin with, look at the data. I have copied it here. So you have the year, you have the budget that was spent in electronic health record, the size of the electronic health record, and an index that measures the productivity changes during that year. So in the year 2004, there was a small amount, less than 1% improvement in productivity, and in 2003 there was reductions in productivity. The problem is asking you to identify the impact of the electronic health record on productivity. The simplest thing is to just plot the cost index against the budget of the electronic health record to see if the dollars we're spending are making a difference. But that's not sufficient because associations are not causal, and we want to make sure that we make a causal interpretation, and for that we need to look at sequence. To look at the sequence, the first thing we do is copy these terms here and calculate the correlation between these various, these three items. We want to look at pairwise correlation between them. So here is budget and EHR records. Correcting this to be all caps. So to calculate the correlation, we use a function in Excel called CORR. That is the correlation, and we need to tell it to calculate the correlation between EHR records, which is the data here. Notice that the cells we have selected is C2 through C8, and then comma, correlate this with budget, which is the data here, and close parentheses. Oh, I think I misspelled the correlation. Yeah, I think you need REL. So that should work, I hope. There you go. And we just want 3 digits would be sufficient, or 2 digits would be sufficient. So now we want to calculate the same correlation for cost and budget. I'm going to copy this cell and drag it here, and then click in the formula to see what we want the cost correlated now with budget. So I come here till I get the sign with arrows that allows me to move this. So I move it over to budget. So now I'm calculating the correlation between cost and budget. Notice the formula again is D2 through D8 and B2 through B8. The only other correlation I need to calculate is between EHR record and cost. And there again I have to fix this so that it would be between cost and EHR record. There you go. So it is correlation D2 through D8 and C2 through C8. So these are the correlations as I calculated them. So as it is right now, it's telling us that the budget that was spent on EHR had a big impact on cost, but it could have been that cost, the money the productivity of that was gained had a big impact on the budget we received. So in order to sort this out, we need to look at the models that we could construct and see the partial correlation. So to construct the partial correlation, we need to have two models. So one model says that budget leads having more money. We go buy computers, and we have more capability of having electronic health records, and this increased capability of electronic health records leads to the cost saving. So that's the association there. Or the alternative would be a different model. This alternative model says that when we have more productivity, we have more money saved, we have more money to spend, and because we have more money to spend, we spend more money on the computers, and then once we have more money on the computers, we have more bigger size of records on the computers, and therefore more use of the computers. Each of these models has a different partial correlation that we can calculate. We are saying the correlation between starting and the middle node times the correlation of middle node and end node should be equal to the correlation between starting and end node. If this thing is near zero, then the partial correlation is near zero, and therefore the assumptions of that model have been met. We see that in this case it's not. Let's take a look again for this model. The starting and middle is cost and budget. Cost is 0.89 and budget is 0.89. So we take this cell, I click on it, times budget and EHR, 0.76. So now I have to take the starting cost and EHR records, and that's 0.7. And in this case, it's 0.11. So what this means, 0.12. What this means is that there is more support, that there was cost savings, productivity improvements that led to budget increases, that led to budget increases for electronic health records, and that led to more electronic health records use. Therefore, we cannot say that a dollar spent on electronic health record has led to improvement in productivity. It's just the reverse. That improvement in productivity has led to increased money available for electronic health record.